Welcome to the channel, everyone. When is the
Hello.
last time we reacted to Dimash as a single reaction and not live?
Do you want me to check? I have no way of
it's
checking.
been-
I have no idea.
It's
No,
been way
I don't
too
know.
long. It's always fun to have you dears with us. However, this song has just been released, and we can't wait next month or whenever our next live is going to be, because we're going to be in the Philippines we're not going to have any live streams for like a few weeks. So everything's going to be kind of backlogged, and we're not waiting that long to check this out. It is a brand new release that Dimash wrote the music and lyrics for.
When he is the writer, let's get into
Yes!
it. Please, if you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button, ring that bell so you always know what's going on with our channel.
Oh, also, before you hit play, I forgot to say the name of this song. It is Gáshqtyq. It is in Kazakh. I don't know how to say it. It'll be
I'm stumped on that one, but just looking at it.
too many consonants together for my brain, but I'm sure it'll make sense once we hear the context. And I'm told that it translates to love or passion, something along those lines. This was submitted by one
makes
of
sense with him.
Was submitted by one of our Throwing members. So thank you in advance for letting us be aware of this video. Otherwise, we would have had to wait way too long.
Yes.
Қоңыр көзге жылу берген, қараңғыға жарық берген сәулеңнің
Some lyrics too.
тұтқаны жүзі жылы мұңы терең, жанарыңнан жәудіреген естедім бақыт сырын. Ғашықтықтың мұңы қандай, дәрменсіз жаныңа түнек, әрі жегі жоқ зындандай, аласұрыпсан соғаман, сағынаман, сабыламан, дертіме дауа таба алмай. Ғашықтық тағдырымның тауқыметі, мәңгіге ғайып болған жан, таныштығымның бекеті, зағип болған сезімімді көрме, жүрегің мұз беді.
Beautiful.
All right. I want to talk about Dimash's tongue. Would you give me that permission? This...
Yes.
Nothing inappropriate.
I'm sure our viewers would seriously love you for you to talk more about that. Yes.
Nothing inappropriate. A reminder, in the 7 dimensions of singing, we've referenced this a couple times with Dimash, and you should span it out, right? Because it's like everything's just like, he's just an incredible singer. We all know that. With all the k sounds, the Q, the K, like just
a lot of present consonants.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you think, if this was the tip of your tongue, this was the rear of the tongue. To get just a K sound, the rear of the tongue has to go up really high. And that, for a fraction of a second, traps the air. And then, if you don't release it quick enough, all the way back down, it's a very large group of muscles, the longitude muscles. There's 3 sets. And if they don't come down fast enough, your tone gets weird. So you might hear this in other singers where you get the ka, it's like tight versus ka, where you hear the tongue drop and you're, oh, there's the warmth kind of coming out. So that has to do with the articulation. That's the tongue shares real estate with tone or timbre, which is why they're right next to each other on the 7 dimensions of singing. If the tongue isn't moved back in the right position, his tone will just go sideways. It'll get kind of whiny. It'll direct all the air right up into the nasal area, and it'll just get hypo whiny, which he never sounds. So obviously this is his home language. So he knows how to create the sounds very gracefully. But that doesn't always translate into singing gracefully with an emotional sound. I've heard some other language, like German, it's kind of harsh sometimes, some of their sounds. And some of the German singers I've heard does that, where the tongue goes up and it just kind of stays up. It's like a locking position, helping them with air pressure and pitch. And this is just tender and loving. The name of the
it's
song.
Romantic, it's dramatic.
Yes, with that really difficult movement.
I mean, beautiful story. I gotta hear it some more.
Yeah, I'm curious about what he's
doing. The chords are evolving
doing
in a really cool way. I love what he's doing with the harmonics there.
But this is difficult, consonant-wise, to execute a tender sound, and he's doing a beautiful job throughout this.
Yes. Yeah.
Алынбайтын қамалымсың, жазылмайтын дастанымсың, жаралы қалам.
Fullness there. I love his low end.
Алып сезім айдынында, махаббаттың майданында, жеңілген майдан кермін. Ғашықтықтың мұңы қандай, дәрменсіз жаныңа түнек, әрі шегі жоқ зындандай, аласұрыпсың соғамын, сағынамын, сабыламын, кертемен ауа таба алмай. Ғашықтық тағдырымның ауқыметі, мәңгіге ғайып болған жан, тыныш табамның бекеті, сағип болған сезімімді сезбей көрмей, жүрегім
He's the only one that can go up in that register and still make it sound intimate. And still make it sound contained and not over the top and connected.
To be clear, that was over the top, but still tender and connected.
Yes,
it was all of it.
Exactly. Obviously, it had the wow and shock value, but still kept the mood of the song, still kept that sentiment.
I think I asked you this once before as a songwriter. You know, the idea of like writing for Dimash or writing with Dimash, you would have to completely reprocess how you approach melodies, because you contain things by design, and you don't hear.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I think when I first started out as a songwriter, it was I didn't really keep in mind what people's vocal comfort level would be. I was just like, well, this sounds cool. I'm just going to do it as high as possible can. So these days, I've definitely tried to be conscious of keeping it within an octave. You know, let me get the piano
wherever the sweet spot might be for that singer.
Yeah, and I think there's a benefit to doing that, because it helps the crowd sing along too, and kind of has a folk quality where everybody can sort of contribute. But when you have Dimash, it's just it's too much of a waste to not utilize at least
lean
some
in.
of that, because we're not even scratching the surface with what he can do range wise. But yeah, it's like as a songwriter, you kind of need to implement modulation, so changing the keys, because staying in one key just doesn't. It's not enough to support that. So an interesting modulation for this song too. So the song starts out in the B minor, like, and it's kind of like cool, crunchy minor second. Or what's it? Anyway, so B minor, then it goes up to a fourth.
Love that.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, a whole fourth step, which is not your typical modulation.
No, typically you go up a half step or a whole step, like 1 or 2 keys.
Yeah, or a sort of a common one that's it doesn't seem to make sense, but going up a third is usually a thing to do, whether it's a minor third or a major third. But to go up a fourth,
it's a polite way of just saying, no, Richard, that's incorrect. Go on.
It's pretty common. But like, yeah, normally speaking, when like in a pop song, not that they don't really do modulations anymore, but when they do, it's usually, back in the day, they would go up a half step or a whole step, like you were saying.
Right, that's the feeling of a lift, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is in the melody.
Yeah. And then going up to that high D5, but you as a songwriter, you really have to change your approach to what you would do for normal human singers.
And no one knows Dimash's voice like Dimash. So, I mean, what a great, what a cool way. And not every singer, as we know, can write a great song just because they're a great singer. That's a completely different skill set. So to have a beautiful chord progression, this cascading melody, and have this emotional connection is just, all
and
from his
voicing's
brain.
within the progression.
Yeah.
Getting those minor seconds and those, those sus
complex.
Moments of it. Yeah.
Let me back it up here a little bit. Oh, God, I love the low end too. When he's in his lower register, it gives that much more of the wow factor, but the contrast to the high end when he's up, who knows where.
Yeah, that D. That D. Going up another fourth.
Wow.
Gáсhyqtyq. Gáсhyqtyqтың мұңы қандай. Дәрменсіз жаныңа түнек. Әрі шегі жоқ зындандай. Аласұрып сан соғамын. Сағынамын, сабыламын. Дертіме дауа таба алмай. Gáсhyqtyq.
Excellent.
Wow. That was interesting because he also took the bridge, I guess. I'm not really sure how the structure laid out here, where he went up in the middle and then came down. So it's a relatively short song. Typically, that would evolve to that big note at the very end.
Right.
And instead, the mountaintop is more towards the middle, and then it just the music continues that energy, and then to set it down gently, it's more heartbreaking and more effective as a result. I feel.
I always love sort of unconventional songwriting formats, arrangements, anything that which you still get the feeling across, but you're doing it in you're not typical cookie cutter way where you have your verse, pre-chorus, chorus, then rinse and repeat, and then you have your bridge, and then the big chorus at the end, which I love. I mean, that's very effective.
It works for a reason. Yeah.
But if you can find a way to not do that and still have the impact, I mean, maybe it's just my nerdy musical mind, but I always love that because it's just you're thinking outside the box and it's a little more creative.
Well, that's what we liked so much about. We recently react to Rosalia's album, and that's one of the things we liked about it. There's these elements of just being these unexpected things. It's breaking outside of the expectation keeps you engaged. I love that that's happening more in some of the things we've been reacting to.
And it still has the emotional impact that non-musicians will enjoy it, but for the musicians out there, it's that little nod to them. It's like, oh, I got you. Again, that starting out in B minor, and then going to that middle section, which is E minor, and then the last part, which is an A minor. So you take that out of context, it sort of doesn't make sense, but it's, the way it's the way you're able to expertly weave those and bridge those together. That's the genius.
Exactly.
From a writing standpoint.
I just got to hear this middle part one more time before we go. The lyrics, what a painting incredible picture. Oh
then
my
they bring
God.
it back right there. Yeah.
That, just breathy, delicate.
That B. Yeah, it's just an absolute master. What can you say?
Lord. Oh, I'm so
What
glad
can
we
you
didn't
say?
wait to hear this. I can go back and actually enjoy it on my own too now. What a masterpiece of his own. And the whole thing to come from his creativity is even more exciting to hear, that's where his brain is going. Awesome. Thank you for letting us know
wonderful.
about this one. We love you guys, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Yes, indeed. And in the meantime, before we see you, please check out our Dimash playlist.
Yes. We're
And enjoy.
close to 200 songs.
Okay, so
We're
plenty to do in the meantime.
Yeah, so there's enough to keep you a little busy.
Listen again. Because,
and then we're going to...
listening to... Yeah.
Exactly. We're almost at 200. All right, bye, guys.
Yes. Bye, guys.